MMA picks for you, back with another video. Today we're going to be going over a recap and review of UFC London. It was actually a pretty solid card. There was a bunch of decisions on the card. I will say it kind of slowed down the pace a bit, but overall it was a pretty good card. Let's get straight into it. First matchup on the card, Chanel Dyer took on Ravena Oliveira. Knocked her out minute 17 into round 2. Personally, watching this fight, all three judges had Chanel Dyer up in the first round, saying like she'd won it. She outstruck her. She landed the takedown. She had more control time. But watching the fight, I didn't actually think Chanel Dyer looked that great in round 1. I thought Ravena Oliveira was actually landing some of the better strikes. She was having some of the better, like, octagon control. She didn't look bad in there. It was a very even round. If I was scoring the round, I wasn't paying great attention to it, but if I was scoring the round, I could have honestly maybe even given the first round to Ravena. Even though it only went a minute 17 into the second round, I think a lot of Chanel Dyer's strikes were there. She rocked Ravena like pretty good early on. Kind of never got off the gas. She really just kind of put the pace on Ravena, finished her pretty quickly with a head kick, I believe. Yeah, not a ton to talk about. Just the first match of the night, women's fight. But yeah, someone I will want to see Chanel Dyer fight next is Shauna Bannon. I believe this is a good step up in competition for her. Chanel Dyer from England, Shauna Bannon from Ireland. It's a good matchup. Shauna Bannon coming off that sub loss to Sam Hughes. Getting finished by Sam Hughes isn't a good look, but Mama B is somehow 2-2 in the UFC. She has that win over Pooja Tomar after getting dropped. She locked up that sub. Super lucky. It was a fluke, and it was over an Indian opponent. I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but we all know that Indians aren't the best at MMA. And came off a split decision win over Alice Ardaline, who is also just very not great in the division. Many people thought Alice Ardalion, or Ardaline, however you pronounce it, won that fight at UFC 304, and she was the hometown girl. They didn't give it to her. I think it could have gone either way, but then she also lost the unanimous decision to Bruna Brazil. Like, all 4 of her fights in the UFC aren't high level. She hasn't looked the best, but she is somehow has 2 wins in the UFC. So, yeah, I think Chanel Dyer should be able to get it done on her. But, yeah, moving forward, don't need to talk too much about that. The Shem Show. Shem Rock. Where do we even begin with this guy? So, Shem Rock versus Abdul Karim Al-Salwadi. Shem, you're the first pick I got wrong of the night. I only got 2 picks wrong on this card, but the 30-27 for Abdul Karim was not one thing I was predicting, not something I wanted to see going into this fight as a Shem Rock fan. From England, they don't even have his location over down here, but yeah, this was a very straightforward 30-27 for Abdul Karim. Wasn't even close. Shem did have the one takedown with some more control time. Landed all the kicks, but he landed only a quarter of the amount of kicks Abdul did to the leg. He rocked Abdul a couple times in round 1 and 2, but he wasn't looking that great. He's now 0-2 in the UFC. This really isn't the best look for Shem. And Abdul Karim Al-Salwadi's not the greatest either. He's coming off like a 2-year layoff. He was injured, and he got like knocked out by like Loic Radzhabov or some shit right before coming back. So yeah, Shem, you either need to get cut or I don't really know where we're gonna go with this. But yeah, look, as you can see there, he shoved Abdul Karim in the face off after offering a handshake. He's getting the crowd all hyped up, but I don't know, man. It really isn't the best look on your half. And then after the fight, he has the audacity go up to Abdul Karim after losing 30-27. He's celebrating, and then he slaps him as if they're like best friends or some shit. And like, because he didn't want to do the glove touch at the beginning of the fight. Like, Shem, you were the one being disrespectful, and then you're gonna come out and like, come on, man. You can read my comment here. Shem, dude, come on, man. We were all rooting for you to go out there, throw up another absolute dud performance, slap the dude after the fight, after pushing him at weigh-ins. I was a fan, but we gotta cut Shem now. Yeah, his UFC performances just have not been the greatest at all whatsoever. Narulo Aliev, his first loss, is a very good prospect, but he also got 30-27 by him. He's not putting up any good performances. He hasn't won a round yet. I mean, at least he hasn't been finished, but he hasn't been going up against two finishers either. He's been getting kind of low level. At this point, I think we might have to cut Shem, honestly. He had no output in either of his fights so far. He's looked like he's fine just staying there. He's just trying to survive. He's not actively trying to win a fight. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. I will say there's a good matchup next for Abdul Karim Al Sawadi, but I don't think he's going to win it. I do want to see him take on Balaji Oki next. This is definitely a very tough matchup for him. I probably don't see him getting it done. But yeah, Balaji Oki coming off that KO loss to Manuel Souza. He was looking pretty good. It was 1-1 going into the third before Manuel absolutely put the pace on him. He also got knocked out by Mason Jones after knocking him down early. He's looked good in both of his last two fights, even though he's been finished. Beat Aswell by decision. That's a good win. Aswell's very underrated, even though he was in the co-main event of this fight, actually. We will be getting to him shortly. Aswell is a very good fighter. I've always been high on Aswell. Got subbed by Duncan. It was looking good in the first, minute, 2 minutes. But then, yeah, I just couldn't get it done against Chris Duncan. Beat Timmy Kwamba by split decision. I mean, it's whatever. Timmy Kwamba's pretty good, but taking him to split decision if you're going to beat him isn't the best. 10-4. Yeah, I believe Balaji Oki will probably be able to beat Abdul Karim Al Sawadi, but that's a matchup I see going on next. Moving forward, we got... let's talk about some Louis Blubberland action right here. How the hell did we get promised this guy, and then, we just, in reality, got this fucking guy? What the hell changed? Was he not getting tested in whatever other organization he was in? Something in the British scene? But yeah, I mean, looking at this picture, I mean, if you're choosing the guy on the left, you're pretty fucking retarded, honestly. He's the hometown guy, so a lot of the England fans are probably rooting for him. But I don't know how you can look at this picture, choose him to win. Brando Pericic is a good prospect in the heavyweight division, one of the best at this point. And yeah, I really don't know why you would have chose Louis Sutherland to win this one. Looking back at this picture, it's like, what the fuck happened? Seriously? He looked like such a good prospect coming into the UFC, but there's just something about these big dudes. You can tell they're not actually going to be all that when they get into the UFC. But yeah, Brando Pericic looked absolutely incredible in the matchup, and someone I do want to see him take on next is going to be Ryan Spann. This is another tough matchup for him, but Ryan Spann is pretty washed at this point. Looking at his 23-11 record, and he's only 34 years old. He is a big dude, though, at 6'5", 252. It's coming off that win by submission to Lucas Bresky, which is extremely low level. Somehow Bresky is the only person to beat Walter Walker, I'm pretty sure. He's his one loss. And then Bresky's 1-6 in the UFC. Every single other person he's fought, even people far worse than Walter Walker, he's somehow managed to lose. That's literally the only reason I even know this Bresky dude, because he just loses to absolutely everybody besides Walter Walker. At 6'3", 242 for a heavyweight, you should be able to do something, but that 9-7 record, with a lot of the fights being in the UFC against a low-level competition, just is super unimpressive. Ryan Spann came off that KO loss to Waldo Cortez Acosta, right before that, which wasn't bad at all. Waldo's super good. He's top 5 in the division easily, maybe a future champion. Subbed Ovin St. Preux in a minute. I mean, that's whatever. It's the same thing about Bresky. He did the same thing to both of them. The same level of competition, honestly, as well. Ovin St. Preux. John Jones, best title defense, by the way. Kidding. Bogdan Guskov, KO'd him. Anthony Smith, he lost a split decision, too. I mean, yeah, Ryan Spann has not been looking that great. I believe he's a good step up for Brando Pericic. Brando should absolutely be able to get it done. But Ryan Spann's no slouch. Superman Spann, you can always get it done. I never count him out. Moving forward, Mantis Kondratavicius versus Antonio Trocoli. Future UFC champion? Absolutely not. This dude couldn't even finish Antonio Trocoli. I had super high hopes for this guy. I thought he'd be able to get it done in round 1. At least he won. That elbow should have finished him immediately. I don't know how the hell he withstand that elbow. Yeah, Antonio Trocoli, 0-4 in the UFC, I believe, at this point. Macy Dern's ex-fuck buddy, whatever the fuck he was. But, yeah, he needs to get cut. Mantis needs to step up. He looked good. He won probably a 30-27 decision. I believe 2 judges scored it 29-28. Let me take a look real quick. Yeah, Brando Pericic also finished him in a minute 48. I don't even think we really need to talk about that much. We just went over that, and should have been straightforward. Anyone not picking Brando Pericic by round 1 knockout, I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, 2 judges here actually gave it 29-27. So they did give Mantis a 10-8 round in either 1 or 2, and then scored the 3rd round for Antonio Trocoli. But Trocoli definitely didn't win the 3rd round. I believe he actually got controlled for like over half of it and outstruck. But Mantis was so gassed and so red by that 3rd round that he just wasn't like putting out a ton of output. The shots he was landing weren't super like hard, but I mean, Antonio Trocoli does absolutely nothing in order to win. He's just there. He's ready for the paycheck. All he wants is just a paycheck to go and play some more poker. And yeah, there's not too much else to say about it. Mantis needs to step up. He didn't look that great in that fight, but well, not you, Sean O'Bannon. Moving forward. Yeah, see, on the verdict scorecard, every single round went to Mantis. 10-9 round 1 easily, 10-8.5 round 2, so that's why some of the judges giving it 10-8. And then round 3, where 2 of them gave it to Antonio Trocoli, even though he was losing no matter what, and he would have needed a finish. Mantis definitely won the 3rd round as well. I really don't know why they didn't give him the 3rd round. I don't know if they need something to go for like the betting odds for like the +3.5, -3.5. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but it was odd to give Mantis a 10-8 round and then score the next round for Trocoli. I believe it should have just been a 30-27 Mantis. He wins every single round, 10-9. I don't think round 2 was like super like lopsided. I believe even though it's +141 or whatever, that's still, it's 8.6. So I mean, I would have given it 10-9. I do want to see Mantis Kondratovicius take on Ismail Nardiev next. I believe Nardiev did just get a fight booked like yesterday. I forget who he got it booked against, but I had this matchup in my mind since the fight day. He's on his 2nd UFC stint, so that's why he only has 3 fights in the UFC. His first stint wasn't bad either. He got cut like pretty early, but he lost that decision to Jun Young Park. It was a close fight, even though he lost by unanimous, and he beat Bruno Silva by unanimous decision. That was much more lopsided than the Jun Young Park fight. Getting KO'd by Coetzee like only 3.5 years ago, isn't that bad, especially in the 1st round. Coetzee is pretty good. He lost on Dana White's The Contender Series, and this is his worst loss in a while. But Vadim Coetzee isn't that bad, and Ismail Nardiev's definitely been improving, as his win over Ryan Loder showed. He absolutely stiffened Loder in like 90 seconds. Loder's not bad. He's way more of a grappler. He's not that great on the feet, but Ryan Loder had at least a 4-inch height advantage on him, and he was just chinned out cold, absolutely fucking, like, not even close, lights out, just done, just fucking asleep. So I believe Mantis versus Ishmael would be a great matchup. I can see it going either way. I'd probably lean toward Mantis because he's got that height advantage. Coming over a decision on Trocoli compared to finishing Loder in a minute and a half. Obviously, Ismail Nardiev, a lot of people would be hyping him up, being like, oh, he's got the finishing upside. But if you see what Mantis did to his opponent in Dana White's Contender Series, he also can finish the fight with just 1 strike pretty early on. I believe this would be a banger matchup. They would both go in there ready to kill each other, and I don't see it going to the scorecards. I believe it would actually be a great fight. And yeah, it's something I believe the UFC should book in the future. Moving on, we got Mario Pinto versus Felipe Franco. Like, yeah, I had to look up some of the pictures of this because this fight was just nothing. Nothing happened in this fight whatsoever. Mario Pinto, the guy I've been hyping up so much, more than anybody else at heavyweight. It's probably Mario Pinto and Brando Pericic, my 2 biggest prospects. They're both fighting on this card as well. And Mario Pinto threw up a dud. He almost lost to Felipe Franco, who lost on the Contender Series by submission to Freddie Vidal, a part-time fighter, full-time gym teacher, and Mario Pinto almost lost to him. He won 29-28 unanimous, but it was way closer than they make it seem. Looking up at here, he did outstrike him by more than double. Had 6 minutes, 15 seconds of control time. Had 2 takedowns out of 14 attempts, though. We really need to get on that. They both have the same amount of fights, and Felipe now has the 2 losses compared to Mario's 2 wins. So it's not like they have a huge like, difference in, fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? Experience. Yeah, there we go. So, but yeah, Mario Pinto just didn't look good. The Portugal fighter, I didn't even realize he was from Portugal. I thought he was from England, to be honest. He's got that English accent. Said he didn't speak English at first, but then came out with that fucking heavy ass accent. But yeah, Felipe Franco looked much better than I anticipated him to. I expected him to get finished in like the first round, but honestly, like, did Pinto win? Like, it was a very close fight. I mean, looking at the stats, it does look like he won, but this was a major fraud check. Like, Felipe Franco shouldn't even be in the UFC. The fact that he's giving Pinto some trouble, taking a round off him, taking the first round off him, isn't good at all. If this dude Felipe Franco had more of a gas tank, he could have won the fight. And then you're looking at Mario Pinto at 11-1, Felipe Franco at 11-1, even though Felipe Franco just beat him, and he's way worse. Mario Pinto now has 5 or 6 fights in the UFC, all wins. He's undefeated, and most of them have been really impressive. He KO'd Austin Lane instantly. I mean, who hasn't besides Robelis to Spain? But, I mean, yeah, he's been looking good, and this fight, it just really wasn't that good for him. I do have a good matchup for him coming up next, though. I need to clear some of these tabs as we're going through. But, what's this one? Here we go. It's coming up right here. Oh, wait, no. Just another picture of the fight. Absolutely nothing really happened. This is probably the only picture of any activity right here. This is about all. Moving forward. You killed the man, but not the idea. How could I forget I included this on here? Shout out Tony Has Died for the memes. But yeah, Mario Pinto absolutely put up a Jailton Almeida performance. It was extremely embarrassing for me hyping him up so much. If I was having a UFC watch party with some of my buddies over, and I was like, oh yeah, bro, Mario Pinto's the fucking real deal. Like, this guy's the next fucking, I don't even know, the next Sergey Pavlovich, maybe? Kind of like that, but he's got the grappling advantage, too. You can't just hold him down or anything. But no, he's literally Jailton Almeida 2.0. Yeah, I don't know what that Squidward meme is about on the bottom, but yeah, it's pretty fucking embarrassing. I'm just going to be straight up honest. But yeah, let's give him Rizvan Kuniev next. Why is this not loading? Come on. Rizvan Kuniev next would be a great matchup, in my opinion, if my screen will load anytime soon. There we go. 13-3. 13-3-1, actually, Rizvan Kuniev. Coming off that unanimous decision win over Jailton Almeida. A lot of people are very low on Jailton Almeida because he does fight kind of boring, and he was just cut from the UFC. But he was incredible. He was looking incredible while he was in the UFC. Let's just take a look at his record real quick. 22-5. He got KO'd by Curtis Blades. He was dominating that entire fight until that happened. He was on like an 8-fight win streak in the UFC heavyweight division. Came back, finished Alexander Romanov, finished Sergey Spivak, and then lost a super close decision to Volkov, a split decision. I thought he won. Definitely should have won that fight, actually, in my opinion. It was close, but they definitely should have given it to Jailton Almeida. But the problem with Jailton is he's too fucking boring. Like, he lost that fight because the UFC does not want to see this guy become a champion. And so they gave him Rizvan Kuniev the next fight. And I believe this was an easy fight for him. Even though he gave fucking Curtis Blades some issues, even though that happened, like, Curtis Blades was really hurt in that fight. I believe both knees were torn, and Curtis Blades still easily won. I don't know how it went split decision. Should have been 29-28, unanimous. But Rizvan Kuniev, I was not high on this guy. He was not that good coming in. But recently, I can't lie, he's actually been getting a lot better, in my opinion. That Jailton Almeida performance was, like, incredible. This dude finished someone in the last second on Dana White's Contender Series. I don't think I watched that fight. And then he had a no contest against Renan Ferreira after beating him by decision because he popped. So he only popped less than 3 years ago, and the UFC's like, yeah, let's fucking get this guy in under a year. It doesn't make any sense to me at all whatsoever. I don't know why you take a guy that's popping to get straight into the UFC. But yeah, give Pinto Rizvan Kuniev. I believe this is a great fight. Before his last matchup, if these two fought straight up, like, let's say they got rid of Felipe Franco and they just gave him Rizvan Kuniev on the London card, I believe Pinto would have won. After that Felipe Franco performance, I don't know who I'd pick to win. This is a great matchup. I believe they're like the same height, at 6'4". How tall is fucking Pinto? I believe he's around there. It doesn't say his height right there, but yeah, I believe he's just around there. Moving forward, we got Nathaniel Wood versus Losine Kita. This dude, Losine Kita, is literally fucking Leon Edwards 2.0. He looks just like him, fights just like him. I know everyone's saying Lerone Murphy is Leon 2.0, but maybe Lerone is like Leon 1.5, and then this guy's Leon 2.0. Comes in and he loses a split decision, 29-28 to Nathaniel Wood. I thought it should have been unanimous. It was an extremely close fight, tit for tat. Nathaniel Wood with all the kicks. Even though he outstruck him with the hands too, he was landing a lot more kicks to the leg. No takedowns, barely any takedown attempts, no sub attempts, no control time. Just a fight on the feet, very close. All 3 rounds were super close, but I believe you should have given Nathaniel Wood round probably 1 and 3. I think they probably gave Kita round 2. They're probably going into it tied, round 3 tied. But yeah, I believe Nathaniel Wood definitely won that 3rd round. And yeah, this was a pretty good fight. It's one of the better fights on the card, definitely. Losine Kita from Belgium, coming in that first fight against Patricio Pitbull, that's the name I was looking for. Comes in against him, and he misses weight by like 4 pounds or so on his debut. And Patricio Pitbull wasn't having that. He's like, dude, I'm the more established guy. You're coming in to fight me. You're the young guy. No. Like, you're not going to miss weight and just come in here and fucking, like, get your way with me. Patricio Pitbull's pretty old. I would have chosen Cato to win that fight, too. Even though he's kind of a fraud, Patricio Pitbull's nothing special. I don't even know how he's in the rankings. It's just because of his Bellator days. But if you look at Michael Chandler, he's like the same fucking thing. It's like, how are these guys ranked? They're not good. They're washed. They might have been good in Bellator, but Bellator's also not all that. Yeah, let's stop yapping about this too much. Losine Kita, tell me this dude isn't fucking Leon Edwards. Sorry, we're having trouble playing this video. I don't give a fuck. This dude is literally Leon Edwards and Michael Venom Page mixed in this. So many Dagestani guys on the right side of him. What the hell? But, yeah, this guy was all hyped up. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a fraud check. Nathaniel Wood is literally, like, ranked 16 in the division. He's, like, directly outside of the rankings. You beat him, you get ranked. You lose to him, you don't get ranked. But, yeah, this was a great fight. A little bit boring because just the striking matchup, like they were just, it was just counter striking, just tit for tat, but it was good. It was a really high caliber of striking. Like, that's what you come into this fight to watch. If you want to watch a replay of this fight, like, honestly, this would be a good fight to watch, like, for training striking, like striking defense, striking accuracy, striking power. This fight was a striking masterclass. So, moving forward, I do want to see Nathaniel Wood take on Brian Ortega next. Nathaniel Wood definitely needs a ranked opponent, but if he gets anyone higher up, he's probably going to lose to them. If he gets anyone lower in the rankings, I don't know how many people are lower in the fucking rankings than Brian Ortega at this point. I believe there's like 3 people lower than him, but I think all are booked. I would definitely not put Nathaniel Wood up against Kevin Vallejos next. I believe they're similar ranking-wise, but that's a terrible matchup for Nathaniel Wood. He needs to get built up a little bit. He can be a future prospect, or not a future prospect, but like a future star. He's definitely been moving up the division his last 5 or so fights. I believe he was set back once or twice in the UFC, but he's been on a steady incline. And Brian Ortega has just not been on the steady incline. He has just been on a steady decline since losing that title fight to Volkanovski. His only win in the past 5 years is a sub against Yair Rodriguez, but he also got knocked out in the first round right before that to Yair Rodriguez. And if you guys know Yair Rodriguez, how fucking impressive is he? In 2024, a win over him, it's really not that good. Dude barely beat Pitbull. He's just been sitting on the sidelines for forever, but he's losing to everybody else. If I'm not mistaken, Yair Rodriguez, like, his only wins are like Pitbull and Ige in a while. And then fucking Ortega even before that by knockout. But yeah, he lost the decision to Diego Lopes. That's whatever. It's not bad. Same with Aljamain Sterling. But it's not the fact that he lost the decision. It's just the fact of how bad he looked during the decision. Like, I don't think he won a single round against Aljo. He just went in there and just got pieced up. I mean, everyone kind of knew it going into it. And I believe he actually fainted in the fight week of that fight, like leading up to it a couple days before. He had like a really bad faint. He like hit his head. I thought they were going to cancel the fight and they just left it on. and then got his ass beat 50-45, and that's what happens. But I honestly think Nathaniel Wood would beat Brian Ortega at this point in their career. 35 years old at 5'8". Nathaniel Wood has a much better, like, future ahead of him than Brian Ortega at this point. I believe he's not that young. I believe Nathaniel Wood's probably like around 33, only like two or so years younger than Brian Ortega. But he's got way, way, way more of a ceiling than him. Moving on to the last prelim fight, I believe it was. Axel Sola versus Mason Jones. Let me pull that up right here. Yeah, it was the prelim headliner. Mason Jones versus Axel Sola. Going into this fight, I told everyone, if you're choosing Axel Sola, that's fine. He is good. He's a good prospect. Just finished Reese McKee. This dude is extremely talented, as we saw. But there's one big flaw in this guy's fight game. He's fucking French. I don't know what is a worse base for UFC, being French or being Indian. Sadly, I gotta choose being Indian. But being French has gotta be like the second worst base in UFC. This guy got outstruck double. It was a close fight, though. He won. One judge gave Mason 30-27. I don't believe it was that. I believe it was much more of a 29-28 type matchup. Axel Sola won the first round, in my opinion. He landed a spinning back fist or a spinning elbow. I think it was a spinning elbow. Dropped Mason Jones bad. Almost got the finish, but he's French. He just couldn't lock it in. He finished... he didn't finish trying ever at this fight. He never gave up once. He was spamming elbows all round 3, trying to land the exact same thing that he landed in round 1. But at that point, the Welsh Mason Jones was prepared for it, and he was just beating the piss out of Axel Sola round 2 and round 3. I'm surprised neither of these fighters were finished. Both fighters easily deserve the $100,000 bonus for Fight of the Night. This was a banger matchup. And yeah, Mason Jones did definitely win it pretty clearly, but it was a 29-28 decision. I would not be able to give Mason that first round. He was dropped pretty bad. But yeah, this is later on in that fight. Look at Axel Sola. As a Frenchman, not myself, I'm not a fucking Frenchman, but as a Frenchman, Axel Sola is a guy I can respect. This guy went out there, he did not quit, he gave everything he had to beat Mason Jones. Mason Jones is a fucking tough test. 18-2 Mason Jones, with his only losses coming to Mike Davis and Ludovic Klein. Those are not bad losses at all whatsoever. Axel Sola, I believe, his only loss, he was undefeated coming into this. His only loss to Mason Jones at this point. But yeah, he looked fucking incredible in this fight. Both fighters looked really good. Definitely not a fade going forward. Like, he was landing great knees. He finished the fight with like 30 knees up against the fence. I don't know if I have that clip in here, but yeah, he finished that fight crazy. It was like a shit ton of knees up against the fence in the clinch. Oh no, I think I lost that tab. Yeah, I did. Whoops. But yeah, I had a clip of Mason Jones landing like 30 or so fucking knees in a row to finish the fight off. And then after the fight, maybe that's what the clip that I was missing too. It was one or the other, that one or what I'm about to talk about next. But after the fight, this dude Axel Sola beat to piss as people holding him up, walking out. And there's I think it was a little boy, like 6'7" years old or so, chilling in the crowd with his dad. And he, like, holds something out to Axel Sola, like, to get it signed or get a picture or something. And this dude, Sola, just stops and takes a picture with him, signs it, and was, like, talking to the kid for a minute. I've never seen someone lose a fight and take that much damage and still stop and take that much time to just show to one fan. It wasn't his home city or anything, so I don't think there were many, like, Axel Sola, like, fans in the crowd or anything. But he really made this kid's day. There's clips of it and everything. But yeah, he stopped there. I think he signed something, took a picture with him. And yeah, it shows how good of a man Axel Sola is. I will never be able to talk down on this guy going forward. I have my French biases and everything. But this guy looked very good. He showed heart, and he showed that he's a great person. So much respect to Axel Sola. Much respect to Mason Jones. They put on one of the best fights of the night, definitely. Probably the best fight of the night, one of the best fights of the year. And yeah, moving forward, I do want to see Mason Jones take on Rafa Garcia next. This is a banger matchup, in my opinion. Rafa Garcia, I've never been super high on Rafa Garcia, to be honest. 18-4. I thought he was going to lose to Jared Gordon. If you guys know why Jared Gordon wasn't at his full potential in that fight, we all know Jared Gordon probably should have won. He lost the first 2 rounds and then got knocked out in the third, but he came out with knee sleeves on. And the reason he came out with knee sleeves on is because he got fucking smoked by a car like 2 days earlier while crossing the street. Yeah, I don't know who to pick Jared Gordon to win that fucking fight if we knew he got smoked by a car 2 days before. But Jared Gordon was a huge favorite going to that fight, like minus 300, everyone on Tapology. He was like a 90% pick, Tapology. Yeah, he was looking real fucking good until he got smoked by the car. But when he was walking out, before anyone even knew he got hit by a car, and I saw the double knee sleeves on Jared Gordon, I knew he was fucked. Whenever someone comes out with double knee sleeves, double ankle sleeves, single knee sleeve, single ankle sleeve, fucking any shit like that, they're fucked. I actually believe on this London card this week, there was 2 fighters that came out with ankle braces on, and both of them won. That's got to be like a new record. That never fucking happens. Every single time I see someone come out with ankle braces or knee braces on, it's an instant fade. Even if I pick them, I'm like, oh shit, man. Like, what's going on here? Like, they're going to get fucked up. And yeah, but back to the fight. Rafa Garcia. I didn't even realize Rafa Garcia's had this many fights in the UFC. All 4 of his losses are in the UFC. Came in undefeated. Lost to Nasrat, lost to Garutsa Trocoli, and Grant Dawson. Getting KO'd by Grant Dawson is not a good look. And then the Grutzmacher loss isn't good either, but that was like 5 years ago or so. And since then, he's beaten Mahashate, Clay Guida, and Vince Pichel. Excuse me. None of those wins are impressive, all by decision. Clay Guida is probably the best win in there, and he was like 50 years old at that point. But yeah, by far the best win of his career, Jared Gordon by knockout, but there is an asterisk next to that, of course. And yeah, I believe Mason Jones will definitely be able to beat Rafa Garcia. I think it's a good step up, and it will be a banger matchup for both of them. I don't know how this couldn't get the fight of the night. They're going to both go out there and absolutely fucking swing for the fences. The only reason I think it could go to decision is because of how tough they both are. Rafa's only been finished 1 time in his career, and it was by Grant Dawson, Mr. Pillow Fists. Somehow he got finished by him. But yeah, both guys are super tough, and I believe that would be a banger matchup going forward. Yeah, moving on to the main card. How do we even fucking get onto this one? Blinky. Now, this was the only other pick on this card I got wrong. Let's see who fucked me over. Yeah, Shem Rock and Mr. Blinky Curtis Campbell. What the fuck are we doing, Mr. Blinky? Like, seriously, dude, you fucked me all over. Like, big time you fucked me over. You looked great in that first round, too. You did outstrike him in that first round, because even though you got KO'd 30 seconds in, I think he landed 15 of those significant strikes in the second round. Danny Silva wasn't really landing anything in that first round. He had a minute of control on the ground compared to Curtis Campbell's 2 minutes of control, because Curtis did not want to be on the feet with Danny Silva. Shot a takedown like 30 seconds in. He had a couple of them defended. He only got 2 out of 5 takedowns. But Danny Silva got his 1 out of 1 takedown. He landed that. Got the better takedown percentage than Curtis Campbell over here now. Who's the grappler? But, yeah, Curtis Campbell, he won that first round. He outstruck him, out-controlled him. But I will say, when Curtis Campbell went back to his fucking corner, Mr. Pink Panther, and he was looking at the camera in between rounds, smiling, like, so tauntingly, I was like, oh, God, like, this guy's gonna get, like, something's gonna fucking happen to this guy. Like, he's gonna get fraud checked or some shit. And yeah, it only took 31 seconds into round 2. Danny Silva fucking pieced him up. It doesn't show the knockdowns here, but I believe Danny Silva knocked him down twice before he even knocked him out in that second round. He just came out there, fucking put the pace on him instantly, dropped him, got back up, dropped him again. The ref was about to step in. Curtis Campbell's like surviving, and he just gets fucking like essentially flatlined right after that. And the ref's like, all right, like this is enough. We don't want Blinky dead, especially in front of the England audience. But yeah, that was an absolute fraud check. Danny Silva's not bad whatsoever, but Curtis Campbell's coming in minus 300. Everyone's super high on this guy, even though he looks like a super nerd fucking weirdo. He was good. I was hyping him up. I was hyping him up to my own dad. I was saying that this guy is, yeah, believe me, I was saying that this guy is a mixture of Paddy Pimblett and Sean O'Malley. Yeah, what the fuck was I on? No clue there. This fucking guy. This guy is a mixture of Paddy Pimblett and Sean O'Malley. Yeah, no. He's good. Like let's be honest, bro. Curtis Campbell, like let's take a step back right here. Curtis Campbell is good. I can't say he's shit. Danny Silva's fucking good. Danny Silva would probably chin me in about 14 seconds. But I'm not Curtis Campbell. And I haven't been saying I'm this fucking super good grappler, but I mean, Curtis Campbell can bounce back. We need to give him a step down in competition. He's one of these English guys. He's giving me Shem Rock vibes, like coming into UFC, like big prospect, and then gets finished. Like even though Shem Rock came in as a big underdog to Narulo Aliev, and Curtis Campbell came in as big favorite, they're very similar. I got my pick wrong on both of them, but I don't know. Like he's good, but he's got to show some more stuff. Like really, this guy, I don't know. Yeah, here's part of the finishing sequence by Danny Silva. I don't want to show too much video of it. Curtis Campbell's getting like fucking, he's like hugging the ref here. And yeah, this is, oh my god, this is part of what I'm fucking talking about. They didn't break the curse. I knew someone didn't break the fucking curse. Curtis Campbell, minus 300, comes in with the fucking ankle braces on. Gets chinned. I'm telling you guys, when they come in with the ankle braces on, it's a fade. Every time. He got absolutely chinned. He got the pink shorts. I see some people giving him hate for getting those pink shorts. Don't. Like, why are we hating on him for getting the pink shorts? He was a hyped up prospect coming in here. I mean, they're getting their own custom shorts and everything. Why, as fans, are we hating that? We should be proud of that. We should be wanting more fighters to get that, not tearing him down because he did get that. I get that this dude isn't all that. He's kind of a busted prospect a little bit because he got knocked out in his first fight. But this dude's good. Like, why can't he get custom shorts? Why can't we also get Danny Silva some custom shorts, though? Why doesn't everyone get custom shorts? Bryce Mitchell really kind of started a movement, and I believe way more people should be getting custom shorts. They're important. They help shape fighters' identities. Besides tattoos, there's nothing really that they can put on their body to showcase themselves. And Mr. Pink Panther had the pink shorts over here, and that's what he was using. But, yeah, so moving on. I do want to see Curtis Campbell take on Gabriel Santos next. No, not Curtis Campbell. Danny Silva. I want to see Danny Silva, Gabriel Santos. Curtis Campbell can't fucking punch. If Curtis Campbell was giving Gabriel Santos, he'd be getting knocked out again. Actually, yeah, he'd probably be getting knocked out again. Maybe subbed. Actually, I don't fucking know if Curtis Campbell gets subbed. I don't care. Either way, Danny Silva is the one I want to fight Gabriel Santos, not Curtis Campbell. Curtis Campbell could get someone ranked much lower. Gabriel Santos coming off that sub win over Jack Jenkins and the unanimous decision to Yiza. Those are both pretty good wins, not going to lie. He's been looking pretty good. He got knocked out by Onama and lost split decision on his UFC debut to Lerone Murphy. Now, that is not a bad loss whatsoever. I believe Lerone Murphy, we're going to get into it in a little bit, I believe he fucking beat Movsar Evloev. And this dude took him to a split decision. This dude's not even ranked or nothing. It's another tough test for Danny Silva. Danny Silva's been looking good besides the loss to Kevin Vallejos, which he still looked very good in. 29-28 decision, by the way. But yeah, 2-2 in the UFC. Gabriel Santos paid to 3-1 in the UFC. Danny Silva. This is definitely another one of those fights. It's going to be like fight of the night. Super even matchmaking. A lot of these fights that I've been talking about, I believe that they could go in there. The biggest favorite that either one could be is like minus 160. I believe all these fights that I'm making are super close, like matchup-wise. And yeah, Danny Silva versus Gabriel Santos. I believe that's a great matchup. Moving forward, we got Roman Dolidze versus Christian Leroy Duncan. 29-28 win for Christian Leroy Duncan. And yeah, all the judges got the scorecard right. It was an easy 29-28 for Christian Leroy Duncan. Roman Dolidze almost had 7.5 minutes of control time, which is literally half the fight. And he did half the amount of strikes that Kurt. Holy shit, man. Duncan landed. I'm not even going to fucking attempt to pronounce his first name again after that. But yeah, And yeah, Christian Leroy Duncan. There we go. I had to fucking slow it down for myself. But yeah, he should have won this fight all day. Coming into this fight, I talked about it in my old video. Everyone was picking Christian Leroy Duncan to win. Everyone was fading Roman Dolidze. And I wasn't super on the fade Dolidze like train. Dolidze's good. Christian Leroy Duncan is very good. I do want to check real quick who he lost to. I believe he lost to the tall Brazilian guy, Gregory Rodriguez. And then I don't know who his other losses to, though. He lost a decision 5 fights ago to Gregory Rodriguez. And if his other fight is on like the regional scene, oh no, it's to Armin Petrosian. Jeez, how'd you lose to Armin Petrosian? But yeah, I completely forgot about that.
It's Truck Month at Bob Steele.
No, it's not fucking Truck Month. Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, onward. Christian Leroy Duncan won easy 29-28 decision. It was pretty boring, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Duncan is good as fuck, but this dude has 0 IQ. This dude fights like an absolute fucking idiot. Like, he got taken down for 7.5 minutes. And Roman Dolidze is not much of a better grappler than him. This dude should have just kept it on the feet, defended the takedowns, and just outstruck Dolidze to get like a 30-27 decision, 29-28 decision, maybe even a knockout. A lot of people were picking him by knockout. I had a feeling Dolidze wasn't going to get finished in this matchup. But yeah, it was a pretty close fight. Wasn't the greatest, wasn't the worst. But yeah, easy, straightforward decision for Mr. Duncan over here. This was their face-off. I really wanted to showcase this picture real quick, just because this fucking dude, Roman Dolidze, is hairy as fuck. Like, punching this dude must feel like he has, like, padding on him or some shit. He's like a bear. Like, dead ass. But he does look, like, less confident than CLD. Like, CLD is way more confident looking. He's got the better build. Yeah. Like, fucking, I don't know. I don't know. Moving forward, I want to see CLD take on Abus Magomedov next. This is another one of those banger matchups. I don't even know who would win. I mean, I got to choose CLD. Abus is he even ranked? He's like a low-level ranked. He's coming off that sub-loss to Joe Pyfer, and Joe Pyfer's fighting Izzy this weekend, so that's not a bad loss. He had the win over Michel Pereira, Bruno Ferreira by sub, Worley Alves. He was on a good little streak. Lost to Kyle Brallo and Sean Strickland, but I mean, everyone does. Beat Sadabu C in PFL. Yeah, it's some PFL matchups. Didn't even realize that. But yeah, CLD should definitely be able to get it done against Abus Magomedov. But the odds should definitely be pretty close. I can see either one of them winning, but I can honestly really see, like, that Strickland KO over Abus Magomedov, I can see something so similar to that happening with CLD. Like, I can see CLD finishing him pretty late in the fight. But yeah, just another banger matchup that I've been putting together. I believe you guys would want to see this as well. I believe everyone would want to see this matchup. Yeah, I don't know who wouldn't. Moving forward, we got the fucking Iwo Baranowski fight against Austin Lane. Only like 4 more fights left. Don't want to make this video too long. But yeah, Iwo Baranowski fucking shinned Lane out in like 25 seconds. Lane didn't land a single punch. Didn't land a single kick. Didn't have a second of control time. He didn't do shit. Iwo Baranowski, it took him 10 strikes to knock out Austin Lane. The fact that he did it in 20 seconds is like it's like whatever. It's Austin Lane. Like, yeah, you knocked him out. We all knew that was happening in the first round. 10 strikes to 0 strikes in 20 seconds. Like, he just went in there, blitzed him, and was like, bop, 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 out. Like, fucking, he has 4 seconds to control him. When did that even happen? This dude just went in there, blitzed Lane to fucking death. And yeah, Iwo Baranowski, one of the best prospects in light heavyweight by far. Just chinned out Lane. He had like a 6-inch height disadvantage, and he just threw that fucking right hook straight up. I just did that in real life, thinking you guys could watch me or some shit. Threw that right hook straight up, hit the chin of Austin Lane, sent him down, fight over. Austin Lane career over probably as well. And yeah, Iwo Baranowski, name to look out for. Knew he would be as soon as he got into the UFC. His Contender Series fight was amazing. I didn't pick him to win that fight, but he knocked out fucking Muhammad Ali in like 10 seconds. Yeah, this dude's a fucking issue. That Ibo Aslan fight, one of the best fights of all time. You can clearly see the height disadvantage here and the size disadvantage. Like, Looking at just this picture, and you're like, oh, who's gonna win this fight? If you don't know anything about either of these fighters, you go, oh, that dude on the right's fucking him up. In reality, that dude on the right was getting fucked up in the first round no matter what. Austin Lane, like, dude, you're a football player. Eric Anders, kind of like the same shit. Like, it's like you had that physical stuff, but you haven't been training MMA your whole life. You don't got the striking advantage. You just have the physicality. You have the size too, but you're older at this point. Iwo is like maybe even like a future fucking champ. Iwo's really fucking good. He's got that cauliflower ear at such a young age. Like this dude's been training for a long time, super confident, but humble at the same time. And yeah, this was just like a lamb to the slaughter for Austin Lane. Feel bad. Moving on, I do want to see Iwo Baranuski take on Umar Sy. This is another one of those fights that I see, like, it would be really close. But Umar Sy can't fucking pick this guy again after he just lost to Iwan Kutalaba almost like 2 fights ago to Alonzo Menafield. I thought when he lost to Alonzo Menafield, that was going to be a one-time thing. Like, fluke of the fluke. Like, Alonzo Menafield's not good, but it's like, all right, whatever. Umar Sy came in, like, 11-0. It's like, this guy's looking good, whatever. He took a step back like he lost. Like, it's like, all right, whatever. He knows how to lose now. He knows how to bounce back and win. But no, this dude got subbed by Iwan Kutalaba in the first round. He just tapped immediately. Yeah, when he knocked out Brenson Ribeiro, I was like, all right, this guy's back on track. You know what I mean? Like, Brenson Ribeiro is fucking nothing himself, but knocking him out in the first round, I'm like, all right, Mr. Frenchman's back on track. But no, Iwan Kutalaba fucked him up. I think Iwo Baranuski will fuck him up as well. I don't want Umar Sy to beat Iwo Baranuski. The amount I like both dudes, I like Iwo like 9 out of 10. I like Umar like fucking 2 out of 10. Please, Iwo, slime him out. This is one of those matchups that I think Iwo should be able to fucking slime him out. That's kind of why I'm giving it to him. But it's another one of those close fights. Like, I'm not booking any fights that are like minus 300, minus 350 favorite if I was the UFC. There's too many like lopsided matchups like Michael Chiesa, fucking Nico Price that we'll be talking about tomorrow. Like, some of these matchups are fucking ridiculous. Like, what are we doing? Some of the other big favorites on the card too. Like, I can't even think about it. I'll have to look at that card for the Seattle card like tomorrow or whatever. But yeah, there's some absolute locks on that card. And yeah, I don't know what the betting odds are even talking about in some of these fights. But yeah, moving forward, not moving fucking back. Jesus Christ, I'm not moving fucking backwards. Michael Page, Sam Patterson. This is the most dog shit fight of all time. Also, how the fuck did Robellis not chin Austin Lane? Seriously. Alright, whatever. I'm not going back on that. But yeah, MVP Sam Patterson, dog shit fight, sparring match between 2 teammates. This is so ass. If you watch the fights, you know what this was. And you probably don't want to listen to me fucking talk about this fight because it was so dog shit. But I will just rant real quick. Michael Venom Page, you're so fucking boring, it's insane. You are literally the striking version of Merab, but Merab is even more entertaining than Michael Venom Page. You are good. We can't deny your skill at 25-3. But you don't have any finishing potential in the UFC. Like, you landed some crazy finishes in Bellator, but in the UFC, you're a decision merchant. You kick people and you punch people from across the octagon, and then you, like, run away the whole time. And Sam Patterson did the exact same shit. That's why this fight sucks so much ass. But these dudes were literally teammates from the same place, good friends with each other, and the UFC's like, yeah, let's book this fight, even though MVP should be getting someone in the top 10. Let's book him versus fucking Sam Patterson. MVP was right when he was talking about this fight. Oh, this fight does absolutely nothing for me. Even if I beat him, it does nothing for me unless I highlight real KO him. He didn't go out there looking to highlight real KO him. He knew this fight did nothing for him. And because of that, I'm not giving him a step up in competition in his next fight, even though he's been deserving one, and he's like 38 years old, he's getting older. You couldn't finish Sam Patterson. You barely outstruck him. You barely beat him. One judge gave it 30-27. No, it was a 29-28 decision over Sam Patterson, who's not fucking all that at all. Like, really? You're barely beating Sam Patterson? You beat Jared Cannonier way more convincingly than you beat Sam Patterson. How? How does that make sense? So now, Michael Venom Page, you've screwed over everyone, making them watch you the last couple fights. That Ian Gary loss, boo. Jared Cannonier fight, boring as fuck. This fight, boring as fuck. The Kevin Holland fight was pretty good, but there was another fight in the UFC, I believe, that was also super fucking boring. I believe that was his 5th fight in the UFC. And yeah, we can't keep rewarding him for fighting like this. You're not going to be getting a title shot anytime soon. You keep jumping up and down in divisions. And I've been a huge fan of MVP. Like, I've been hyping up MVP for a while. I thought he was going to be a crazy good thing, like, in this division. I watched the Joe Rogan interview with him, like, the 3-hour-long one or whatever. I thought that was a really good interview. I thought MVP's like, you know what, this guy is good. Joe Rogan was, like, praising that, like, outside, like, deep, 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 runaway, like, style. And that's what he's so fucking good at, but it's so boring to watch, and we can't keep rewarding him because of it, because no one wants to watch that shit. Yeah, like, look at this dude always comes out, like, he always walks out to crazy shit, like, he always, like, he was, like, the Undertaker in one of his fights, always comes out, like, dancing, comes out with the fucking, like, Thanos gauntlet and shit, like, dude, what, can we just win a fight by finish? Like, what are we doing, man? You're coming in as a big favorite, and you're not even able, like, to do shit. And the fact that he came in the fight as a bigger favorite against Cannonier than he did against Sam Patterson after beating Cannonier says something. You gotta step down, and the odds got even closer. It's like, we know that, like, you're not gonna finish the fight. You're not that dangerous. And if someone can just be better at your game or reel you into their game, because not many people are going to be better at MVP than his game. Like, he's master at his game. But if someone can get him off that fucking game plan and can take him down and hold him there like Ian Gary, or can chop up a fucking, like, mean leg kick, or knock him out like he was in Bellator when someone fucking chopped his leg, he fell down, like, uppercutted him, like, some shit like that, he'll be out cold, and it'll show you that he's not actually, like, the guy that everyone's been making him out to be. You can't deny his skill, but you can't deny that he's boring as fuck either. And you guys are going to be like, I don't know what you guys are going to think of this matchup that I have for MVP, but we need to give him Yaroslav Amosov. Dude, whoever wins this fight gets top 10 in the division. Neither of these dudes are ranked, but they're like 15 and 16. Whoever wins the fight between MVP and Yaroslav easily gets shot up into the top 10 of the weight class for welterweight. 29 and 1 versus fucking 25 and 3. Yeah, 25 and 3. Two incredibly good records, two incredibly good fighters. But this dude Amosov is coming off the knockout loss 2 fights ago to Jason Jackson. Like, dude, MVP could win this fight. This is not a straight loss for him. This dude kind of has, like, a Khabib type resume up until his first, like, 15 wins. And then he was just in Bellator for a while. Like, Bellator, yeah, that's good level competition, but Storley by split decision, Ed Ruth by fucking decision, like, the loss by Jackson to KO. MVP can get this done. Like, we can't count MVP out. He's super good. And yeah, why don't we make this matchup? Because they're both, like, not the most, like, entertaining people. Like, yeah, Amosov did just sub Magny in like a minute and a half or whatever, and he has a shit ton of finishes. But I don't know many people that are like, oh, I want to watch Yaroslav Amosov fight. Oh, I want to watch MVP fight. You put them in there with each other. Amosov is going to be spamming takedowns, and MVP is going to be spamming standing on the outside, spamming strikes. This is a great matchup. Two opposite styles. And yeah, this is the perfect matchup to get one of them into the top 10. Yeah, moving forward, we got Luke Riley versus Michael Aswell. This should never in a million years have been the fucking co-main event of the evening. Aswell is tough as fuck, but Luke Riley has the speed, accuracy, and power advantage. Aswell just has the tough chin in him, and he's got the fight IQ. Like, the reason Luke Riley wasn't able to finish Aswell is because he's got a chin, and he knows how to fight. He knows what to do. He knows how to win a fight. But Luke Riley's way too more skilled than him. Like, Michael Aswell couldn't come in here and beat Luke Riley. He was never going to. The odds, like, weren't even that wide. I believe Luke Riley's like minus 250. You could have put like minus 500 on Luke Riley, because I'm a huge Michael Aswell fan. I hate picking against this guy. I had to pick against him like this week, but I fucking hate it. He's good as shit. Like, he got outstruck by 6 strikes, 113 to 107. He had 3 minutes of control time. Like, he had the takedown. It was an easy 30-27, but he's good. Like, we need to, like, give Michael Aswell, we need to kind of build Michael Aswell up. He lost in the Contender Series to Bogdan Grad, lost to Balaji, lost to Luke Riley. and his fourth loss was on the regional scene to that fucking guy that just lost to Jordan Levitt, Yadir Del Valle, that guy. And he was looking fucking good as shit until he just lost to Jordan Levitt. I don't want to talk about that too much. That pisses me off, the fact that he lost to Jordan Levitt. Lost some money on that one. But, yeah, moving on, we got Luke Riley just piecing up Michael Aswell here. That's kind of what the whole fight looked like. Like, Aswell would land a good combo, but it would be so weak and slow and not powerful, it wouldn't do shit. And then Riley would hit him back. And somehow, the shit Aswell was landing on Riley was like stunning him a little more than the shit Riley was landing on Aswell, even though it was so much stronger and faster. It's kind of wild how it worked out like that, to be honest. But yeah, the speed advantage, the power advantage, even the skill advantage, it was too wide. This was an easy gimme fight for Luke Riley. Why he was in the co-main event? They're trying to make him be Paddy Pimblett 2.0 in England, and yeah, I don't know. Negative UFC record, Michael Aswell, my boy, but negative UFC record, Michael Aswell in the co-main event. That's kind of brutal. I do want to see Luke Riley take on Jack Jenkins next, and I want to see Michael Aswell take on Fernando Padilla. Michael Aswell versus Fernando Padilla would be pretty good. He just got KO'd by Sean Woods in the first round and lost to Kyle Nelson. He did the win over Arosa, which is aging pretty well by 2-minute knockout and the 2-minute sub over Pajuelo. I don't even fucking know who that is, but yeah, 2 years ago. Jeez, I don't even know I don't know how I don't know who that is, but yeah. Jack Jenkins versus Luke Riley. This is the better matchup, the one that we probably want to talk about more. Jack Jenkins, win-loss. Like, he's set up for a loss. I do think he'll probably lose to Luke Riley. It's a good fight, though. I think the odds should be pretty close. They should definitely be closer than the Aswell fight. Beat Jamal Emmer split decision. That's a good win. Herbert Burns by KO. It's a bad name, but he KO'd him. Ramon Taveras by decision. It's whatever. Got subbed by Gabriel Santos. He looked good as fuck in that fight. Went to the third round. It was 1-1 going into the third round. He landed some crazy damage on Gabriel Santos as well. But he also got chinned by Chepi Mariscal. He only has one loss by knockout. 3 by sub. I think he'd get finished by Luke Riley. All of his losses are by finish. I don't know how Luke Riley would finish him, by knockout or by sub. But I do think Luke Riley would probably finish Jack Jenkins, even though it's a good fight. It would definitely be like a fight of the night type of fight. That's all these fights I'm booking. All close odd, fight of the night type fights. Just the banger types, you know what I mean? The ones people want to fucking watch. So yeah, Jack Jenkins versus Luke Riley, and Fernando Padilla versus Michael Aswell. 2 banger matchups on our hands. Let's book them. The Michael Aswell one needs to be on the fucking prelims, though. We need not Fernando Padilla and Michael Aswell, and not even a main card. Like, seriously, not even a fight night main card. Put them on the fucking prelims, please. Jesus. Now we're on the main event. 20-0 Movsar Evloev versus, or 19-0 at the time, Movsar Evloev versus 17-0 at the time, Lerone Murphy. I don't know what the fuck you guys think. I'm seeing a lot of people call it robbery. Some people call it not a robbery. Some people saying it should have been a draw. This was 110%. I was watching this fight start to finish with some of my boys. This was a draw. Lerone Murphy won the first 2 rounds, and then Movsar won the last 3 rounds, but got a point taken in the 3rd round, I believe it was. Or it might have been the 4th round, then he got the point taken. Either way, it doesn't matter. It should have been 47-47. One judge had it right, 47-47. Now, if we did have a draw between these 2 fighters, that would screw the featherweight division up a little bit, because this is a title eliminator bout. Now, if they have a draw in a title eliminator bout, who the fuck is Volk gonna fight? Like Gene Silva? I mean, a lot of the fans want to see Volk fight Gene Silva, but Volk should not be fighting Gene Silva right now. He just got KO'd by Diego Lopez, and then Volk beat Diego Lopez 2 times in a row. That doesn't make any sense. Movsar Evloev is the best name that Volk can fight even before this fight took place. Movsar Evloev, Volk wanted him to win. He wants to fight an undefeated Dagestani, because both of these guys were undefeated. Either one that won, Volk was going to want to fight. Both would have been undefeated if they won. But yeah, the undefeated Dagestani, Volk wants to get back. He wants to avenge his loss against Islam. Both of them probably wants to do it in Australia. It might be his retirement fight. It should be his retirement fight. He shouldn't keep going on. If he beats Evloev, then they're going to give him John Silva. And it's going to be an even more improved John Silva and an even older Alexander Volkanovski, and an even more confident Alexander Volkanovski after coming off of another win, especially a undefeated Dagestani, because Volk's not losing to Evloev. Let's get that straight. Volk is going to fucking school Evloev. I need you guys to know that. And also, Murphy and Evloev are so much bigger than Luke Riley and Michael Aswell, like height-wise, thickness-wise, skill-wise, obviously, but they look so much just generally larger than Luke Riley and Michael Aswell, even though they're in the same weight class. Like, I didn't think they were in the same weight class. Like, watching Luke Riley and Michael Aswell, it's like a bantamweight fight. Watching Evloev versus Murphy, it's like a lightweight fight. They look just so much larger than them. It's crazy. Looking at these scorecards, 2 judges gave Evloev the first round. I don't know how you give Evloev the first round. He didn't have any takedown attempts. He didn't have a single second of control time. And he got outstruck by like 1.5 times. Like, it wasn't close, and he wasn't landing the better strikes. I see some people being like, oh, he won that first round because he was landing the better strikes. He wasn't. He really wasn't landing the better strikes that first round. Lerone won the first round. And then all 3 judges gave Lerone the second round as well. It should have been Lerone up 2018 going into the third round. Third round, Movsar won. Yep, all 3 judges gave it that. Fourth round, 9-9 because of the point deduction. Movsar would have won it. Yup. Went to the final round. Should have been going to the final round. Lerone Murphy up 1 round. Movsar won the last round on all 3 judges' scorecards. Should have been 47-47. I don't know how in the right mind. I honestly think you could give Lerone one of the last 3 rounds more than you could give Movsar the first round. And it's in Lerone's fucking home city. Like, how does he not even get at least a draw on home soil? I don't get it. It's whatever. I got my pick right. I picked Evloev. Most people picked Evloev. If I had money on Murphy and I heard that decision, I would have been losing my shit. Because it should have been a draw. Like, seriously, it should have been a draw. And if it's not a draw, you give it to Lerone. You rob the boring Movsar, kind of. Because Lerone's the hometown guy. I don't know how we're robbing the hometown guy to give fucking Movsar this title fight. No one wants to see Movsar fight in this title fight. Like, Volk wants him, and it is a good matchup, and I will definitely be watching it, but Volk is just going to school him like he did Diego Lopez. He might even make it look easier. And he's not going to finish Evloev. It's just going to be a 49-46 or 50-45 type decision. And yeah, like, he didn't look good in this fight. Evloev didn't. Murphy didn't even look that great. He, like, tore his hip in, like, early round 4. So that's why he couldn't win either the last 2 rounds. But, like, Jesus, this really speaks kind of on the featherweight division. The featherweight division's not the murderer's row that we've been hyping it up to be for years now. And yeah, like, I was just kind of a step back in the division. That fight, it should have been... It was a very high-level fight, but it just should have been more, like... There should have just been more skill on display. Like, it wasn't actually that impressive. So next up, we do definitely have to see, Volkanovski versus Evloev. They both talked about it. Fair play. He's 20-0 now, and I guess he's next. This old man's still got some tricks left. Bring it on. That's what Volk had to say. He's going to fucking school Evloev. I don't give a fuck about this dude. I want Volk to get his get back. It's going to be a boring fight. We got to be honest. It's going to be a boring fight. Volk needs to get his get back on the Dagestanis. I truly don't believe I need wrestling to beat you. It'd be something special to take your throne. That's what Evloev says. It's like, dude, you're going to need the fucking wrestling to beat him. You think you're going to outstrike Volkanovski, who beat Max 3 times to 0, all striking-wise? Yeah, no, it's not how it's going to fucking work. So yeah, you're a little delusional, Evloev. Fuck you. Yeah, go lose your title fight to him. I don't give a fuck. And what we got to do with Lerone Murphy is we got to give him John Silva at this point. Like, we can't give John Silva the title fight, and that's going to go to Evloev, clearly. So let's do Lerone Murphy versus John Silva. I do believe they were actually just arguing a little bit, or maybe that was Lerone Murphy and Diego Lopez they were arguing about. Yeah, they were arguing about their loss to Movsar over, like, who looked better. Like, guys, you're both arguing about a fucking loss. Like, it's whatever. This was actually supposed to be the UFC London main event, because when Evloev, like there was a lot of talk about him not being able to get his visa for London, so John Silva was going to step in. There would have been a banger matchup. It would have been just about as close as the Evloev fight. I probably would have given the edge to Lerone Murphy in this fight, especially with that whole training camp, and Silva would have been only on a week's notice. And Murphy looked good as fuck in that fight. Like, we saw him look good. I don't know if he would have tore his hip in round 4 if he was fighting Silva. It's a completely different style of a matchup. But, yeah, this should be the fight that's next, in my opinion. Even though it didn't just happen, it should definitely be next. And I don't even know who I'd pick in this fight. Like, at this point, right now, after watching what I just watched, even though Murphy looked good, I have to pick Silva, because now Murphy's coming off of a loss, and he doesn't have that undefeated aura anymore. And Silva's on the fucking incline. He's not coming in off of a week's notice anymore. He'll have a full camp. He looked good against Arnold Allen. He's looked good against pretty much everyone he's fought besides Diego Lopez, and he still looked good in that second round before he got finished. But yeah, this is the fight that I see that needs to be next. And yeah, I just really don't understand how it wasn't a 47-47 draw. Overall, I got to give this card a 6 out of 10 for just overall. I would give it a 7 out of 5, 7.5 for a fight night card, like all the ones that aren't pay-per-view. But just for a UFC card in general, it's like a 6 out of 10. It wasn't that great. There were some good matchups on it, but not the best finishes. And yeah, not too much else to talk about. It was a pretty good card. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. I'll be talking about the UFC Seattle predictions. Should be out tomorrow. And yeah, have a good one, guys. Take care.